Well, another thing we've been chronicling, in addition to the brown doggle,
mommy jihad,
is the fact that California is probably going to slowly cycle back into a bad crime era. And one of the reasons is prisoner realignment. And it's not something that happens overnight, but we've been watching, especially with the statistics coming out over the last year. A lot of counties and cities are reporting increasing crime rates, particularly things like burglaries.
Yeah, and we have new dead people because of this realignment, where they shift state prisoners to county jails, and then the county jails dump people out in the streets because everything's overcrowded. Nobody wants to build a new prison. I'm seeing these stories about Jerry Brown has got this plan to dump more prisoners in the street, and everybody's pissed off about it. It's like, so build new prisons. I don't get this. The legislature is, this is horrible, blah, blah, blah. So build new prisons, guys.
Looks like he is, but it ain't amounting to much. Now, as you probably know or don't know, the federal courts, under threat of contempt, have told Jerry Brown, you've got to find a way to get rid of another 10,000 inmates from the state prison system. So he unveiled the plan late last week, and John, point one, says they will move 1,722 inmates to housing now being built. I don't know where that is or what that is, but that's the claim.
I'd like to know what that is. Now being built?
Now being built.
If it has 4 walls and a roof, and they have a big electrified fence around the property, that's good enough.
No, you'll get sued for being inhumane.
We're getting sued anyway. We're getting sued constantly. What the heck? Just don't release them into the streets.
We told you they have a bunch of prisoners up in the desert, and they're getting valley fever from the spores.
Good.
They have to be moved.
Yeah, no, they
because
don't. We need to send more prisoners out.
I really wish you were governor. But
we need more. We need more fungal spores.
We do.
We need a big fungal spore machine.
Have some fungal spore soil.
Why don't we get a portable fungal spore machine and install them in the air conditioning units of all the prisons?
Well, guess what? The plan he announced, and I'll give you the rest of the numbers. 1,700 inmates to new prisons being built. 1,600 will go to the county jails. That's like they need that. 1,300 inmates go to state fire camps. Yay! I'm going to fire camp.
What is a fire camp?
Well, they stand by to help out, put out fires. That's what they do at fire camp.
What do they do when there's no fires?
They're volunteer. Well, fire season's here, as you know from last
year. Yeah,
time.
but still, there's most of the time there's nothing going on.
Well, maybe they'll be released.
They're sitting
God, I hate to call them low risk because I don't even know anymore. And 650 inmates who are elderly frail. They can earn credit for good conduct, and that's how they'll get rid of those people. But what I said apparently falls short. It's not 10,000. So
no, that doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up. As a matter of fact, they've acknowledged we're falling short by nearly 3,000 inmates. Asked if state officials could avoid being held in contempt, the prison spokeshole said, I certainly hope so. We can't do any more without creating problems. Like they haven't created problems already.
Why don't they kill the 750 on death row?
Very good. And then move people in?
And then, then you move another 750 there.
But death row is special. You can't just have anybody there.
Just temporary. I mean, they're already been declared eligible for the death penalty. So why don't we just kill them?
I don't know.
750 executions. Let's just go. Let's roll them in. Let's stack them up like you would at a drive-through line.
But think of the entertainment value if Jerry Brown is removed for contempt. If a federal judge sends a marshal in there and carries Jerry Brown out of the...
and puts him in a jail.
Wouldn't that be great?
He'll just get early release.
No, that's a federal prison. It doesn't work the same way.
Oh, would they keep him? They put him in the dementia wing? An idiot. There's only one rational thing that anybody else would do, and that is build lots more prisons. No regular citizen. See, you have to be a psychotic. You have to be a sociopath to be a politician, because no normal person with brains and empathy would let prisoners out by the thousands, the tens of thousands out into the street. Nobody would do that. All of us, if we were running the government, we'd say, you know what, we're spending more money this year, we're building new prisons, we're not releasing bad guys into the streets. Only a psychopath like Jerry Brown with Darrell Steinberg and John Perez would release prisoners into the street and not give a crap when there's headlines the next day. Oh, look at that, the little girl's been killed. Oh, look at that, a woman was shot to death. Oh, look at that, burglaries are up 20%. You know what? If I was governor and I'm reading that people I set loose are maiming and killing and raping others, I'd feel so horrible. I'd be saying, you know what? F the judge. Let him throw me in jail for contempt of court. I'd stand up and say, you know what?
I would too.
No one's going to die. Listen to me, judges. Nobody's going to die. You want to put me in jail? Fine. I'll take it. But I'm not going to release any more prisoners if they're going to be killing people. And they are killing people. It's been proven. It's been documented. But that's what we need to hear from a leader. That's what we need, someone with guts, with a pair of gonads, to say, you know what, put me in jail. I'm not doing this anymore. What if somebody stood up to these judges? What if the whole legislature stood up and said, you know what, put us all in jail. We're not going to do this anymore.
By the way, the fire camp idea is a prisoner swap. The counties would put the guys in the fire camp, and then they'd be able to take more of the state prisoners. Because the state prisoners, they're really ugly. All right, when we come back, an update on the Boston Marathon bombing story. It looks like nobody will take Tamerlan's body.